passed away recently. Thank you very much.
We're back after observing a minute's silence for Tony Nicolucci, the father of Team Toyota Captain Renato Nicolucci, who passed away this week. I'm Bob Segsworth. I'll be doing the play-by-play of this game between Team Toyota from Sudbury, the Northern Ontario champions, and Glasgow University Football Club from Glasgow, Scotland. Joining me to provide his expertise and commentary is Mario Anselmo. Mario?
Good evening, Bob. Looks like it's a great crowd out here. They're already getting excited and getting into the game.
Notice that the Scottish flags are already out. We've got the biggest crowd we've had out, certainly of adult crowd, for a soccer game in a long, long time.
And a lot of these people here haven't been in a game for years. I guess the old country calls them back.
Well, it's good to see. I'd also like to raise with you, Mario, the question of whether, in fact, we may be seeing some difference in style of play. We have Team Toyota, which traditionally plays a short ball, relies very heavily on their midfield to distribute the ball. What kind of play would you expect from a British side?
Well, usually the British soccer, they play the long ball, and it's a helter-skelter type of game, and a lot of movement. Hopefully, we'll see the same type of thing, and the contrast in the game should be evident right off the bat.
We're in the process of introducing the players now. Dave McKenzie is ably handling the announcements for this international match. Douglas Bain, forward for Glasgow University Football Club, being introduced. Scott's nickname, by the way, is Speedy, and apparently he can really move down that wing.
Well, it looks like he's lean and mean. He looks like he can move.
The Scottish team is rather interesting. They have 3 players who were on the Scottish University's All-Star team, and one of them was on the British, the equivalent of a Canadian All-Star, so they obviously have some talent. And they have played, as I understand it, Mario, in Canada a couple of games already with some success.
I think the other day they beat Armadale of Toronto 2-1.
Matthew Holyoke. John Coleraine. And Brian Gordon. Coach is Don Ferguson.
And we're continuing with the introductions here, and just completing the lineup for the Glasgow University Football Club. Should point out that in goal will be Graham Castles. The rest of the lineup consists of John Dewhurst, Alan Hepworth, John Davidson, Graham Miller, Scott Jervis, Douglas Cave, David Henderson, Fraser Tate, Michael Campbell, and Stephen Martin will probably be the starting 11.
Yes.
And then a series of substitutions, including John McLeod and Douglas Payne.
Well, from speaking to the coach before the game, usually they don't make too many substitutions.
Well, I suspect that I know they played in Peterborough last night, and so they may be a little tired. But in any event, we're looking at the introductions here of Team Toyota.
Number 14, Robert Gonco.
Bob Gonco, playing sweeper recently for Team Toyota, and manager George McDonald says that he has really improved the level of his game with the caliber of opposition, playing extremely well.
Well, Bob is one of the veterans of the team, and originally started out as a midfield player and as a fullback, but now I guess with the age catching up to him, usually sweeper is the easiest position to play because you use your head more than your legs.
At midfield, number 13, Renato Nicolucci.
Ray Nicolucci, the captain of Team Toyota.
Number 7, Danny Palladino.
Danny Palladino normally plays midfield, scored a beautiful goal against Salvarino in the Ontario Cup competition on a tremendous shot. And speaking of tremendous shots, there's another individual, Marino Di Giacomantonio, who can really pound that ball.
Well, I haven't seen too many of the senior games because I'm tied up with minor teams, but hopefully I'll get out a little bit more often soon as the season is over.
Cesar Pachito, who played at Carleton University and has played senior soccer for a number of years. Mario Campanola, one of the youngest players on Team Toyota, just up from, I believe, Bantam ranks last year. Very talented player. John Martelli, currently at University of Toronto.
Basically, Team Toyota has a good balance of veterans and rookies.
Well, they have some experience to go with the speed and the enthusiasm of young players.
And the trainer, Frank Nero.
Frank Nero recently developed that haircut, and I remember one game where the fans were cheering at him and looking like Abdullah the Butcher from
And the linesmen Angelo and Jack Anselmo. And the ball boys tonight provided by the Shoppers Drug Mart Pee Wee team. Now for our special guest, His Worship Frank Mazuka, the acting chairman of the Regional Municipality of Sudbury.
We're introducing Mr. Mazuka, part of the color party of dignitaries to get this game underway.
President, Toyota Canada, Mr. Nakatani. And the manager of the Central Region Toyota Canada, Ted Walbridge. And Wolf Mildenberger, president of Sudbury United Toyota. And now we will have our national anthems, sung tonight by Cheryl Cherry.
And we're just proceeding into the national anthems. Cheryl Cherry, who is well known to Sudbury residents, will be singing.
Happy and glad.
Well done, Cheryl. Beautiful rendition of both God Save the Queen and Oh Canada. And in just a moment, we'll be having the ceremonial kickoff with our color party. Frank Mazuka and the dignitaries will be heading out to the center of the field. Referee Joey Presta will be in charge of this match, and he'll be ably assisted by Anselmo's number 2 and 3, that is Jack and Angelo. All three of these officials are well experienced, both in national and international play. And joining Mr. Mazuka for the ceremonial kickoff is Mr. Nakatani, the assistant to the president of Toyota Canada. And the fight band is gearing up and will be marching off shortly. And we're getting a bit of play out there between our two dignitaries, His Worship Mayor Mazuka. And we had a little interruption there with the PA system as we broke into something non-Scottish.
Little music for your enjoyment there. We thank Frank and Mr. Nakatani for aiding us in the kickoff.
And as the players finish the last-minute warm-up before this game officially gets underway, Mario, any thoughts in terms of...
I think it's going to be an exciting game. You can tell by the players' enthusiasm just warming up before the game. Hopefully that turns into an exciting game later on.
We're just having the shaking of hands between the captains on the field now, and we'll be underway in just a moment. And I'm looking forward to an interesting match as well this evening, Mario. Certainly we've got two experienced sides, as we've indicated. Glasgow University Football Club consists really of 5 teams. The first 2 sides, their number 1 and number 2 teams, play in the Scottish Universities League. In addition, the first team plays in the Caledonian League, which is quite a prestigious league in central Scotland. And they have a fairly good history in terms of competition, even against some of the Scottish professional teams in the Scottish Cup and so on. They did get, I believe, into the 2nd or 3rd round this year. But I must say that they lost to my alma mater, the University of Stirling, which is only 35 miles up the road from Glasgow. And I'm certainly going to mention that to at least one of the gentlemen who's from Dunblane when we get a chance to meet him at the reception following this game.
And hopefully a few times during the game as well.
All right, we're just underway, or just ready for the kickoff. It's Courvoisier, Campanolo in the middle. Courvoisier with the ball, plays it out to Jack McDoniel. Jack McDoniel, 14th Toyota, plays it back to Mario D'Agostino, who plays it back to keeper Reno Scarsoloni. Scarsoloni gets a chance to get a touch on that ball early in the game, and some people suggest that that's rather important and useful, Mario.
Well, it is to a certain extent. You don't want that to happen, that the goalie goes without really touching or getting into the game for 15 or 20 minutes, and I've seen it happen. And then the other team comes down once and put the ball in the net.
In the touch. Throw in should be taken by Team Toyota. We're just underway here. No scores yet. Long throw in to Campanolo. Campanolo for Team Toyota, looking for support. Cleared by Glasgow. McTaggart playing in midfield, into the middle, looking for support. D'Agostino is there. Nicky can't get to it. He's challenged, and the referee indicates an infraction. And
I think that play was called by the linesman, Jack Anselmo. Was high foot by Mr. D'Agostino.
that's Nick D'Agostino as opposed to Mario, because unlike the Anselmos, there are 2 D'Agostinos on the field tonight. And that's number 11. Martin getting ahead to it. Fraction signaled by referee Joey Presta. And a free kick awarded to Glasgow. Taking this free kick, it looks like number 7, Douglas Cave. Douglas Cave played for, if I remember correctly, McGill University when they played Laurentian for the national championship. And so he's familiar with Sudbury. Cave with the long shot. Oh, just over the crossbar. But he cracked that ball a good 40 yards, maybe 50.
Beautiful shot. A little bit lower and it would have gone right into the net. They only missed it by about a foot.
Well, they've demonstrated an ability to pound that ball, and unlike what we've seen in some of the games earlier this season in senior soccer, the ball wasn't 20 yards over the net. It was just, as you say, just a foot off. On the goal kick by keeper Scarcelloni. Looking for Courage, but Campanolo looking for Nick D'Agostino. Nick D'Agostino challenged there by number 4, John Davidson. And referee Joey Presta indicates an infraction. Appears that he's awarding an indirect free kick there. You can normally tell, Mary, that it's an indirect free kick because the referee's arm goes straight over his head.
The referee has to keep his arm if it's indirect until the kick is taken.
Glasgow setting up the wall. We're only about 2 minutes into the first half. This is the first set play opportunity for either side. D'Agostino runs over the ball. Nicolucci chips it forward, looking for D'Agostino, but too much hesitation there, I believe.
I think so. I think he wasn't sure exactly what he wanted to do, whether to put it in the middle to Nick D'Agostino or to the outside to Di Giacomo Antonio.
Graham Castle with the ball. Todd Damon is there for Toyota to Campanolo. Controls, plays it to McTaggart. McTaggart plays it square. Nicolucci plays it back to sweeper Gonco. Gonco looking for Cave coming forward once again for Scotland. Challenged by Nicolucci. Carries on. Challenge again to Courvoisier. Courvoisier playing on the left side in midfield, it appears. Controlling the ball, waiting for support. Looking for Nick D'Agostino. Raced, but Castle's off the line quickly. Glasgow University gathers it in. No trouble there.
So far, it seems like both teams want to score. The ball is moving upfield fast. They're not fooling around with it, and hopefully we'll see a couple of goals soon.
David Henderson being challenged there. Number 4 gets his head to it. That's John Davidson. Davidson into the middle. 14 Toyota. Cleared. Cave. Challenged by Nicolucci over the back and whistled down by referee Joey Presta. Another free kick awarded to Glasgow University. McTaggart gets his head to it for Campanolo. Campanolo controlling, challenge there by number 3, Hepworth. A little pushing, whistle down by referee Presta. It was indicated very early that he's not going to let the players get away with anything.
Well, the only way to get control of the game is to call them soon as the game starts.
Players forward. On the long ball again, looking for D'Agostino. D'Agostino, but cleared into touch by Graham Miller. And we'll have a Team Toyota throw-in, and this is potentially dangerous because I see Rob McTaggart is coming over to take it, and Rob could certainly throw the ball well into the goal area.
Anytime you're that close to the net, it's a potential goal.
For the head of Courvoisier, cleared over the goal line by Nick D'Agostino on the flick on, and we'll have a goal kick taken by Glasgow University.
I guess the first few minutes here, they're sort of trying to feel each other out, see what each team has, the type of play that they're going to be doing during the game, and they're starting to settle down.
Todd Damon with the ball, headed forward. Glasgow Cave. Lovely ball forward to Stephen Martin. Martin and Mario D'Agostino. For Nick. Nicolucci stripped of the ball. Nicolucci forward. Campanolo almost put a hand to it, but withdrew it in time. And keeper Castles here with the clearance. Glasgow moving forward on the far wing. Mario D'Agostino gets a head to it. Excellent header. Glasgow indicating they deserve the throw-in, taken by number 2, John Dewhurst. Dewhurst for Glasgow University with the ball, throw-in. Campanolo gets a head to it. Dewhurst is back, heads forward. Di Giacomo Antonio with the header, flicked on by Courvoisier, looking for Campanolo, but John Davidson for Glasgow University plays it up the wing. Throw-in awarded once again to Glasgow University. Di Giacomo Antonio gets a head to it. Courvoisier pushes it back, but Glasgow regains possession. Coming forward, that's number 10, Michael Campbell. Campbell on the far wing. Looking for support in the middle. Cave is there. Cave has control, pushes it forward, and challenged quickly by Robert Scarcelloni. No, that was Owen Turner, excuse me. Nicolucci intercepts that pass, moving forward. Nicolucci looking for support on the far wing. Todd Damon made a run, but number 5 for Glasgow to number 8. That's David Henderson. Henderson on the far wing. Off Mario D'Agostino into touch, and we'll have a University of Glasgow throw in. I'd expected a little bit more of the long ball from Glasgow, but we're seeing some short passing in midfield from them.
But they're still playing the long balls from the fullbacks up to the wings, and then the short ball into the middle.
Played back. Bob Gonko looking for Campanolo. Campanolo challenged on the near wing for Todd Damon. Todd Damon, 14 Toyota. Long ball looking for Campanolo on the return. Glasgow is there. Campanolo's got a break. On a shot. Beautiful goal by Mario Campanolo at about the 8-minute mark.
The defenseman made the cardinal mistake of calling a handball before the referee had calling it, and he stopped instead of continuing with the play. I mean, the referee is the ultimate decision maker. If he doesn't call it, doesn't make any difference what you say.
Well, players are taught, and they're over and over and over again, you play the whistle.
Team Toyota goal scored by Mario Campagnolo at 7 minutes.
So Team Toyota into an early lead here, and this is, of course, the position you like to be in. Score early, force the other team to press, and they are. That's number 9. Fraser Tate coming forward with a heavy challenge, and that's fairly typical of Scottish soccer or football as it's known. They're not afraid to tackle hard, and it's important, as we've indicated earlier, and as you mentioned, Mario, that the referee maintain order in a game such as this. Oh, a beautiful ball there for number 11. It's Martin. Martin, tries to take the shot with the left foot, miss hit.
Well, Mr. Pressler has shown right off the bat that he is going to control the game. He's not going to allow any of the rough stuff, and that's the only way to play it, especially when you got two teams from different styles and from different countries as well.
Yes, there's a fair bit of pride involved, even though these are friendly international matches.
Yeah, but there's no such thing as friendly game.
Toyota, DiGiacomo and Courvoisier. John Dewhurst up to number 10. That's into touch. And Michael Campbell pushed that ball into touch, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw in. And I think that goal, other than illustrating, as you indicated, Mario, the error by the defender, indicated that perseverance pays off. Mario just kept coming and coming and coming, got the bounce off the chest and carried forward, and was able to get the shot away.
Well, not only that, he challenged for the ball before the defenseman had control of it, and the defenseman basically hurried and made the mistake of putting it right on Mario's chest.
Tate to number 5, Graham Miller. Miller forward. It's Douglas Cave with the free kick, looking for number 11 on a good run. Stephen Martin's got a chance. Has he got a left foot? Oh, lovely shot on the volley, but just high over the net.
Beautiful play all around. Mr. Cave, number 7, didn't hesitate. He put the ball down and saw the man up front and give it to him. A lot of times Canadian teams are they tend to wait till somebody sets up in a perfect position. That never happens. The best thing to do is get the ball up there and let somebody work for it.
Especially if you've got an opening, because there'll be fewer defenders back to cover, too. Marino Scarcelloni, 14 Toyota with the goal kick. The long kick. Courvoisier gets ahead to it, and here we go. Campanolo once again. Campanolo coming forward. And an infraction indicated by referee Joey Presta against Glasgow University. And we'll have a Team Toyota free kick. It's an indirect kick. I assume he's calling obstruction there.
Well, if I was referee, I would have called direct, because basically the player didn't play the ball at all. He just took the player down because he was going in. There's no way he would have caught him any other way.
Glasgow setting up the wall. Team Toyota. McTaggart Nicolucci with a shot off the wall. Campanolo on the near side. Trying to control. Challenge there. Campanolo gets it forward. Glasgow with the clearance. Little weak. Nicolucci controls beautifully. Ray Nicolucci on the far wing looking for Mario D'Agostino. Courvoisier And Glasgow coming forward, number 8. Cut out there nicely by Marino Di Giacomantonio. Ahead to D'Agostino to McTaggart, who tries to return the pass, but it's cleared by Glasgow. And an infraction indicated against Laurie Owen Turner. And we'll have a Glasgow free kick. The last one was dangerous, led to a scoring opportunity. Quickly taken, that's number 10, Fraser Campbell. Campbell coming forward, moves the ball over to the far wing. Looking for support, into the middle. Bob Gonko there with the clearance for Team Toyota to Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino with the clearance. Nicolucci controls beautifully, pushes that ball forward, but Glasgow has 2 players back, plus the keeper. No problem there for John Davidson or keeper Cassell. Graham Castle throws that ball out to number 3, Alan Hepworth. Hepworth challenge. Campanolo coming forward. Challenged there by Davidson. Davidson coming forward for number 9, Fraser Tate. Tate. Challenged by Todd Damon. And referee Presta indicates an infraction. Calls Todd Damon over. How did you judge that?
I tend to disagree. From up here, you could clearly see that the player tackled the ball. He got cleanly the ball, put it out, and then the player fell over the ball. So there's no way that that's a penalty. He should have let the play proceed and throw in for Glasgow University.
Ray Miller with the free kick. Into the head of Glasgow, but an excellent run there by David Henderson. Corner kick conceded by Team Toyota, I believe. No, they're awarding a goal kick to Team Toyota. One of the players indicating some dissension with the referee's call, and his bench is exhorting him to get back into the game. Di Giacomantonio challenged there by Glasgow, gets it forward to Kerkwaje. Kerkwaje challenged by John Dewhurst. Into touch, and a Team Toyota throw in. Kerkwaje trying to shield the ball there, but Dewhurst managed to get a foot to it. Laurie Owen Turner to Nicolucci. Nicolucci plays it back to Bob Gonko. Gonko looking for Nick D'Agostino. Campanolo's there once again, but Campanolo. But keeper Cassell's out with a relatively easy routine stop there.
Again, Mario Campagnolo there didn't look like he was even going to be close to that ball, but I guess with those long legs, he made up a lot of ground.
And speed there, but Scarcellone is off his line quickly as Fraser Tate, who demonstrated lots of speed there, moved forward quickly to challenge. D'Agostino, McTaggart to Nicolucci. Nicolucci called on the infraction and quickly taken by Cave. Cave to Fraser Campbell. Campbell for Glasgow on the far wing. Dummy there. Back into Campbell. Campbell coming forward, looking for some support with the cross. And cleared away by Todd Damon, conceding the corner.
Beautiful cross, and there was 2 Glasgow players right in front of the net, and one of them almost put it in.
They were looking for either number 11, that's Stephen Martin, or I believe number 8, David Henderson, but in any event, it's Steve Martin going over to take this corner for Glasgow University, their first opportunity for a set play in the offensive zone. Bringing players forward, they have 7, I believe, in the box. 7 players up, setting up, in-swinger, onto the forwards, but past everyone. Laurie Owen Turner there for Toyota. Backhand there beautifully. Rob McTaggart with the tackle there. And a goal kick awarded to Team Toyota.
The corner was beautifully taken, but again, seems to be the number 1 mistake. They never keep anybody back for those long crosses. The players seem to tend to move in immediately as soon as the ball is played, rather than waiting for it to come over.
Long clearance there. Nick D'Agostino challenged. And into the stands, and perhaps even over the stands. On that, I think, what is it we teach children? When in doubt, kick it out. Safety pays. Gives Glasgow University an opportunity to get back and in position for this Team Toyota throw in. To McTaggart, plays it through the legs, back to Todd Damon. Campanolo controlling the ball. trying to switch the play. But Glasgow is there with good control and speed on the outside of the foot, but Todd Damon is there. Todd Damon to G. Giacomo Antonio, quick pass forward, looking for Quagier. Campanolo once again challenging, but number 4, John Davidson gets a foot to it, plays it back to keeper Cassell. Cassell's with the clearance. Long and high, Lorio and Turner challenging there, but Campbell is there. Owen Turner controlling that ball. Plays it to D'Agostino, back to Owen Turner. Owen Turner, good move there. Good skills. McTaggart looking for Quagier. And a call by referee Joey Tresta against, I believe, Mario Campanolo. And we'll have a free kick taken by number 4. That's John Davidson for Glasgow University as they move players forward. The long ball into the box. Off the head of Cave, but back out to Nicolucci. Nicolucci looking for Giacomo Antonio. Cave chesting that ball down. Challenge from behind. And on the signal from the linesman, Angelo Anselmo, the referee indicates an infraction.
It looked like an obstruction, and the referee's got his hand up for an indirect free kick.
Reno Di Giacomo Antonio slightly injured there, but I see he's up and taking a defensive position in the wall for Toyota. Be interesting to see if there's a little more imagination in this set play than we've seen from Toyota thus far. On the indirect kick, Cave over the ball, forward with the shot, but wide of the net. Low shot, not quite as much power behind it as we would have thought, but nonetheless, did get through the wall.
Basically, you know, there's a few different things that can be done on a set play from there, but other than that, unless you're, you know, the best like Diego Maradona or
Bend the ball
one of these guys, it's,
right.
you know, there's not much that you can really do.
And we have a substitution now. I believe Marino Di Giacomo Antonio, who was injured earlier, is off, and Danny Palladino is in for Team Toyota. Campanolo, challenge there. Campbell gets a head to it to Fraser Tate. Fraser Tate coming in. Scarcelloni comes off his line, and that was Mario D'Agostino getting there to push that ball out of harm's way as number 9, Fraser Tate, indicated his speed, but we have a Scottish player injured now. Stephen Martin is down.
Mario was keeping his eye on the play all along. One eye on the play and one eye on the offensive player he was marking, and as soon as he seen the ball over the last man, he went for it, regardless whether the goalie was coming out for it or not.
Well, it was an excellent defensive play by D'Agostino there, and I have to say that Scotland sure are demonstrating a great deal of speed in those front runners. Number 11 is up again, Stephen Martin, and taking his position on the near post for Glasgow as this corner kick gets underway. Again, well out, headed away by Larry Quagier to Campanolo. Campanolo controls. Dick D'Agostino coming forward. D'Agostino with the ball. Challenged from behind by number 10. That's Michael Campbell. Looks for the cross, but it's off. John Davidson into touch, and we'll have a Team Toyota throw-in to be taken by Rob McTaggart. McTaggart, long throw into the box, looking for Campanolo, flicks it on, but keeper Castle's positioned properly. No danger there at all.
Well, he had the angle cut off perfectly, and the flick on right on the net. There's no way that was going to go in.
McTaggart gets ahead to it, looking for Quagier, challenged there by Graham Miller, into touch. And Loyola Owen Turner for Team Toyota with the throw in to Quagier, heads it back to Turner. Owen Turner plays it forward, but that's John Davidson, challenged there by D'Agostino. Nick D'Agostino, again Davidson, good patience, but Quagier, good skill, he's got support. Beats the player on the wing. Quagier coming forward. He's clear. Looking for support. Can't finish, and it's over the goal line as Glasgow concedes a corner. Quagier, excellent moves, but he held on to the ball a bit too long.
I think he did. He had 2 opportunities to put the ball over for a cross with both Mario Campagnolo and Nick D'Agostino in front of the net, but he hesitated a little bit too long, and eventually got caught by the 3 players, defensive players from Glasgow.
Toyota with the shot taken by Quagier, but well over the net. And with a About 20 minutes gone in the first half. It's Team Toyota 1, Glasgow University Football Club, no score. A beautiful goal at the 8-minute mark by Mario Campanolo. And on this goal kick, Graham Castle scored. Glasgow University. Players moving forward. Fair bit of congestion in midfield. It's off the head of Owen Turner. Gonko. Fraser Tate challenging there, but lots of space and lots of time for keeper Scarcelloni to bring that ball under control. Scarcelloni with the clearance, looking for Renato Nicolucci. Owen Turner, back to Nicolucci. Nicolucci shielding that ball well. Losing it to Tate. To Cave, forward for Tate. Todd Damon in the middle. Played back to Cave, but Nicolucci comes away with that ball. And a fair bit of hauling and grabbing there by Scott Jervis. Speedy Jervis, I believe is his nickname.
But Renato shielded the ball well, and the referee had no choice but to call the penalty.
Bob Gonko with the free kick, looking for Rob McTaggart on the near wing. McTaggart on a beautiful Courvoisier, but nobody running onto that ball, and keeper Castles, no great problem. Glasgow moving forward. Have you seen any evidence thus far of the offside trap, Mario?
No, neither team is playing it, and I think it's a good idea for the simple reason that the offside trap is very hard to play. You have to. Even some of the professional teams have played together for years and years before it has been perfected. And in a university team where the players change on a regular basis, it's pretty hard to perfect it.
Especially where on this side, the Glasgow University side, they have players from 3 of their teams on this touring team, so obviously they're not used to playing together as a cohesive unit, and as you say, it takes a great deal of time and practice to get it down perfectly. Long clearance there by the Glasgow defense. On the far wing for Campbell, I believe, once again, into touch. Throw-in awarded to Team Toyota on the signal by linesman Angelo Anselmo. And linesman Angelo Anselmo has been a little busier than Jack on the near wing in terms of having calls to make. Most of the Glasgow attack seems to be going down the right side.
Well, Paul is the reason because they have the speedster, number 6, Scott Jervis. And they want to utilize him as best as possible.
And we have the throw-ins taken by Michael Campbell. Campbell adjusted down by Cave. Cave trying to control back to Campbell. Campbell with the ball, looking for support. And a free kick awarded to Glasgow University. A challenge there from Rob McTaggart. Indirect free kick awarded by referee Joey Presta. Scottish team moving wide into the box. Owen Turner gets ahead to it. Henderson trying to control, comes back. Courvoisier plays it back to keeper Marino Scarcelloni. Scarcelloni to Owen Turner. Owen Turner trying to come forward, but number 10, Michael Campbell plays it forward, called on the offside. Stephen Martin with a break in there, but linesman Anselmo indicates offside on the play.
Well, definitely. The player was at least one step behind the defenseman when the ball was played.
And that's clearly offside. Campanolo trying to get a foot to it, but played back by number 4, that's John Davidson, to keeper Graham Castles, and Castles taking his time, letting his players move forward. Long clearance. Owen Turner with a head to Palladino. Palladino for Team Toyota. Plays it back. Campbell attacking there, but Owen Turner gets it back safely to keeper Marino Scarcelloni. Scarcelloni with the clearance once again for Toyota. Courvoisier couldn't get ahead to it. And John Davidson plays it forward to Jervis. But Nicolucci comes away for Team Toyota. Chips it forward for Courvoisier. Beautiful ball. Shows excellent control and skill. Palladino for Team Toyota. Looking for Todd Damon on this side, but it's into touch off Glasgow University, and Rob McTaggart into Nick D'Agostino. Nick D'Agostino challenged there by Graham Miller, and Glasgow concedes the corner. Another opportunity for a set play, and you'll see Rob McTaggart coming forward. And if I remember correctly, Rob's a left-footed kicker, so we'll have another in-swinger, I would think.
He's quite adept with both the right and the left foot, but I'd like to see a hard shot across the front of the net.
This is an outswinger, and head to it. There's Campanolo. An infraction indicated by the referee, and we'll have a free kick awarded to Glasgow University. Team Toyota attempting to make a substitution. Referee is indicating he wants Keeper Cassells to take that free kick from the appropriate spot. It'll be a moment or two before Team Toyota is allowed to make a substitution. Cave. Campbell. Cave loses his footing, and Nick D'Agostino with the ball. Nick looking for McTaggart. McTaggart. Robbie McTaggart. To Courvoisier. Danny Palladino is there. Bob Gonco. To Rob McTaggart. McTaggart moving forward to Nicolucci. Nicolucci challenged. Cave comes away with that ball for Glasgow, and they've got some speed. Good through ball there for Stephen Martin. Martin coming forward. Chance for the shot off Gonco. And Bob Gonco played his position perfectly. Cutting that angle between the player and the goal.
He did an exceptional job. He didn't tackle. He just waited for the forward to make his move, and that was the best way to cover because it was 1-on-1. And if the Glasgow player would have beaten him, it would have been a definite goal.
And we're going to have what looks like a long throw-in taken by John Davidson. Davidson into the box. Headed away. Courvoisier there to get to head to it for Toyota. Long shot taken there by Graham Miller. No danger, well wide of the net. And we're left with about 17 minutes in the first half with Team Toyota leading Glasgow University Football Club 1-0. Substitution for Team Toyota. Mario Capanolo, the goal scorer, comes off, and John Martelli on for Team Toyota. Keeper Scarcelloni with the goal kick, looking for Nick D'Agostino, but Miller is there. Courvoisier pushed, and free kick awarded by referee Joey Preston. To be taken by Rob McTaggart as Toyota brings players forward. Looking for Nicolucci, pushed there by Cave, but Courvoisier with the ball, plays it back to Damon, tries to get a good shot away, but it's deflected. Nicolucci on the famous bicycle kick, but very difficult to be accurate. Pele can do it, but very few others can.
There's a few in the world that can do it perfectly.
And we're looking at a goal kick to be taken by keeper Graham Castles for Glasgow University. Challenge in the middle. And a foul on Owen Turner indicated by the referee. One underneath the Glasgow player. That's Cave very quickly once again. Damon gets ahead to it and over the goal line, so he concedes the corner kick to Glasgow. Opportunity here once again, a set play to try and get that tying goal. Certainly in the last 10-15 minutes, Glasgow's been coming forward, and
they've sort of dominated the play in the last 15 minutes, and you know, if they keep this up, a goal could definitely result.
Scarcelloni got a hand to it and just deflected it over the touchline, and so we'll have another corner kick from the other side of the field to be taken by Stephen Martin for Glasgow University. Several players in the box for Glasgow. And off the bench, concerned about obstruction, as number 3, Alan Hepworth, came in to try and get his head to that ball. No signal from the referee, and a Team Toyota throw-in. Into touch. Some of the Scottish fans in the crowd indicating some concern that they're not getting the calls their way from the referee.
Not only that, the whole bench stood up on that incident.
Todd Damon for Toyota, looking for Courvoisier. To Palladino, being pushed from behind by number 5, Graham Miller. That aggressive style. And referee Presta is indicating to the bench to keep it down. Kick was taken before the referee was satisfied that it was at the appropriate spot. And referee Presta gets into position as Todd Damon. Looking for Nick D'Agostino. Nick gets ahead to it, flicks it forward. Damon into the middle for Palladino. Palladino for Team Toyota with the ball, but Fraser Tate playing it back. Tate again. Palladino challenged, and Todd Damon plays it back to Gonko. Gonko challenged, but moves it quickly. But here comes Jervis for Cave. For Glasgow, pushing forward. They're moving very, very quickly. And an infraction on that tackle by Mario D'Agostino indicated by the referee. Set play. Glasgow moving, I believe that's 8 players up on this free kick.
Well, hopefully they want to get the equalizer before halftime. They seem to be pressing all along. They're giving the long balls up front.
And Cave gets off and by. It's headed safely into the arms of keeper Marino, Scarcelloni of Team Toyota, and Ronaldo Nicolucci. Challenged by Glasgow, but Nicolucci with the ball to Nick D'Agostino, flicked on beautifully to Larry Courvoisier. Courvoisier challenged there by Alan Hepworth. That could have been very dangerous. Jervis challenged by Palladino, but that's Jervis coming away with the ball. Plays it forward. Nicolucci. For Palladino. Cave. Oh. On, I believe that's Danny Palladino from behind. And again, I don't know whether the tempers are starting to come up here.
Well, I don't think that was really an intentional foul. It just happened that they were both running and they ended up at the same spot at the same time. And
Rob McTaggart with the ball for Team Toyota. Long shot by McTaggart, but well high and wide. No difficulty there and no real danger there. There's a bit of a controversy, I think, Mario, in these long shots, such as the one we just saw from Rob McTaggart, and whether they're worth taking, whether they're not worth taking. From time to time, you should. What's your feeling on that whole
well,
debate?
I personally, as soon as you're within the penalty area, I'd like to see a shot on net. This working the ball in for the perfect goal, running into the net, to me, it's useless. Because 90% of the time, the defenseman is going to get that ball. If it's not one of them, it's the other one.
And Martelli there for Team Toyota. Over to Frank Cristo. Cristo to Courvoisier. Courvoisier to Danny Palladino. Palladino moving in, and he can shoot. Chips it forward on the goal, and an easy save there for keeper Graham Castles of Glasgow University.
From that position, that was a perfect position to take a shot on net.
Owen Turner misjudging his position, but Todd Damon is there to Palladino for Toyota. Headed forward looking for Courvoisier, but John Dewhurst is there. And a throw-in awarded to Glasgow University. One of the things I suppose we should comment on is that we were a little bit worried about the weather, fearful that the Scots had brought Scottish weather with them, but it's turned out to be a beautiful evening for soccer.
Definitely, there was a few drops of rain just before the ceremonies, but they seem to have disappeared, and I guess the wind has blown them maybe to North Bay.
Martin with the ball, but cleared away. Nicolucci for Toyota in midfield to Rob McTaggart. McTaggart looking for Frank Cristo. Cristo with that ball for Toyota. Challenged there by number 4, John Davidson. And referee indicates an infraction against Mr. Cristo. And the free kick played back to keeper Graham Castles, who will be serving the ball. We have about 10 minutes left in the first half with Team Toyota leading this game. 1-0 on a beautiful goal by Mario Campanolo. Todd Damon lets it go into touch, and it'll be a Team Toyota throw-in.
I don't know if you noticed, Bob, but Team Toyota has made 3 substitutions, while Glasgow hasn't made any as of yet.
Well, I know that George McDonald, the manager of Team Toyota, made it very clear that he wanted every player on his bench in this game, because this is something that doesn't happen very often to local soccer players to play an international match. And he felt that His players had worked so hard all year that all of them deserved an opportunity to play in this game.
Oh, that goes without saying. I mean, nobody likes to sit on the bench, and especially in a situation like where you're playing a team from out of the country.
And Rob McTaggart with the throw-in for Team Toyota. Toyota challenge there. It's number 9, Fraser Tate. He's got great speed. Tate coming forward. Tate coming forward. Keep on going. That one. Oh! Takes the shot with the right foot. Couldn't quite connect. But beautiful speed.
That was a beautiful run. He beat 2 men, and it was just too bad that didn't result in a goal, because it would have been a beautiful goal to see.
We've been talking about the speed of these front runners for the Glasgow University team all night, and again we saw Fraser Tate demonstrating just how quick they are. Campbell getting ahead to it, but Courvoisier challenged by Cave. Cave lays it back, and Alan Hepworth will play that back to his keeper, giving him an opportunity to settle play down, move forward, and continue this attacking style of play. Both teams playing a 4-3-3 formation, which is a fairly aggressive, offensive-oriented formation, and we're seeing chances at both ends, but I think in the last 50 to 20 minutes, as we said earlier.
Basically, the difference between the 4-3-3 of Glasgow and the 4-3-3 of Team Toyota is that Team Toyota is playing with a sweeper, and Glasgow is playing the English style with 2 center backs and the 2 fullbacks.
Into touch, throw in to be taken by Glasgow University. I suppose while we have this break, we should congratulate Wolf Mildenberger, George McDonald, and the rest of his committee for organizing and hosting this event. We haven't had a crowd like this out at a senior soccer game since the 60s, and it's nice to see with so many people playing soccer that if we do things right, we can get the crowds back out again.
Well, definitely. The thing is, usually a game of this caliber, it does happen that the crowd does come out. And it hasn't happened. It has happened before, where Wolf has brought teams over from Europe. I remember in the 60s when they had several German teams from Munich and Dusseldorf, and lately, like I said, today from Glasgow, and a few years back from Scotland, the Queen's Park
Rangers, that's right.
Soccer team that came out.
No, it isn't Queen's Park Rangers. That's an English team.
Oh.
Loyal, but it is Queen's Park.
Queen's Park, then.
Yeah, that's right. And that's off the head of Loyal Owen Turner. And a throw in to Team Toyota. Bob Gonco, the sweeper, taking this throw in to Martelli. But looks like that was called on a handball infraction, and again Glasgow moves its players forward. No, it's a throw-in. Looking for a long throw-in into the box. Martin is there. Stephen Martin for Glasgow turns quickly, but keeper Scarcelloni covers that up well. It was a low shot, but not much power behind it, and no real problem there for keeper Scarcelloni.
Bob, what do you think the estimate of the crowd is here? It looks like about 600 or 700. Eh?
I would say easily. My understanding is that these stands hold 1,200, and there aren't all that many empty spaces. And certainly at the under-16 game that we had this year when Canada's under-16 team was up, we had a large crowd there too. And it's nice to see that interest in soccer back in Sudbury, not only on the part of the participants, but also on the part of the fans.
Well, the thing is, if it's properly promoted, any event will attract a crowd.
And I suppose in that regard, we should thank the media for their help in promoting this event.
Definitely. Their help is always appreciated.
I'm informed by one of those members of the media that he feels that we're closer to 1,000 in attendance tonight. In any event, it's certainly one of the best crowds we've had in well over a decade. Long clearance there by Castles. Martin challenging. Cleared by Toyota. Martelli to Courvoisier. Martelli with that ball, chips it forward for Courvoisier, but into touch. And we'll have a throw-in taken by Glasgow University. They're about 41 minutes into the first half with Team Toyota leading Glasgow University 1-0 on a goal at the 8-minute mark. Glasgow trying to control, and number 8, David Henderson, was pulled down there. And referee Joey Preston immediately blew that whistle, indicated the infraction, and Glasgow with the free kick. Moving players forward, I see Alan Hepworth coming up into the box. Todd Damon gets ahead to it. Long header into touch, and a throw-in which will be taken by John Davidson for Glasgow University. Long throw-in looking for Cave. Oh, the chance here. Taggart with the clearance. There's David Henderson in the box. Rod McTaggart was able to get control of that ball and put it into touch, but
again, a little bit of hesitation by the goalkeeper. When the ball is that close, he's got to make that ball his, no matter who's in front of him, and it could have resulted easily in a goal.
Crystal concedes the corner, and Glasgow. Douglas Cave waiting for Michael Campbell to come in. Glasgow, I see, moving further out now because the corners have been so long. Into position, Campbell taking the corner. Into the box, beautiful play. Oh, Scarcelloni missed that ball completely. Misjudged it, but over the goal line. And
again, he was probably expecting a long ball, and it was a right-footed shot, and the ball curved within 2 meters of the net.
Well, that's one of the things that I've seen in my years in Scotland. I lived there for 2 years. Was how many players could bend that ball, and that was just hit the ball after an excellent run. Otherwise, he would have had a clear goal. Owen Turner gets ahead to it, and it's Glasgow once again. This time it's Graham Miller to Fraser Tate, and we talked about great skills there, challenged by Todd Damon.
Again, to get back to that run by Fraser Tate for that defensive play, and in a modern game nowadays, there's no such thing as a forward or a defenseman. Everybody has to participate into the whole play of the game.
Graham Miller for Glasgow. On the far side. Cave gets ahead to it, but over the goal line, no problem at all. Glasgow unable to run into that header and do something with it.
Well, I think it was a bit too far from the front of the net. It would have been maybe 3 or 4 meters closer to the net. There was two players there waiting to pounce on it.
And halftime indicated by referee Joey Presta, and at the half it's Team Toyota 1, Glasgow University Football Club no score, and we'll be back in a moment with the second half. Of this international exhibition match between Glasgow University Football Club and Team Toyota. And as we begin the second half, Mario, it's Team Toyota ahead 1-0 on a lovely goal by Campanolo, but as we're discussing in halftime, Glasgow certainly pushed forward the last 15 or 20 minutes or so and had a couple of good scoring opportunities.
Definitely. They've been carrying the play, like you said, the last 15 or 20 minutes, and right off the bat on the kickoff, they're moving in Team Toyota's end already.
And here we go with the free kick taken by Glasgow. Headed down by Danny Palladino to Campanolo for Cesar Pachito. Pachito pushed there. And that was number 3, Hepworth, pushing Pachito. Whistle down, and referee Presta indicating he wants that ball moved back.
And Team Toyota's got 3 new players into the game. Number 11, Cesar Pachito.
Mario Campanolo's back in, I see. And Robert Scarcelloni is
and number 10, Dino Cacciati.
Well, it's nice to see Dino playing.
He must be getting old. I think he's older than I am.
29.
He looks older. No, but he's always been the player. He's there when you need him, and he's always available, whether he's sitting on the bench or playing, and you need players like that.
And we have a Glasgow player down, trainer out to ensure that the injury isn't serious. Getting attention. And we're seeing considerable speed in the sidelines.
Well, I'm just wondering if he's just doing a few sprints or he's getting ready to go into the game.
Well, it looks as if there was no serious damage, and Scottish player is up. Play will be resuming in just a moment. Referee Presta will be dropping the ball. That's Martin, but throw-in awarded to Team Toyota. Todd Damon there. To Campanolo. Campanolo looking for some support. Plays it back as Damon comes forward. Damon coming forward. Pachito looking for Cacciati, who's making a run. But Glasgow certainly in position there. Pushed it back to keeper Graham Cassells. No serious problem there. Cassells, long clearance. Scarcelloni, Robert Scarcelloni to Palladino. Scarcelloni again gets ahead to it. But Martin coming forward for Glasgow. Mario D'Agostino got a foot to it, and it's number 8, David Henderson. Henderson on the far wing looking for Jervis. No, that's Fraser Tate. Fraser Tate on the far wing with the cross into the middle. Renato Nicolucci back from his midfield position to clear. Campanolo, Martelli, but linesman Anselmo indicates that ball is over the touchline and will have a throw-in to be taken by Glasgow University.
Scott Jarvis seemed to have been replaced by number 12,
John
McLean.
McLean. There's number 10, Martin Campbell.
Glasgow players, when they do have the ball, if they don't seem to be afraid to take on a defensive player and try and beat him, and hopefully either have a shot on net or a cross for one of the other players.
Martin back out to the far wing. That's Tate. Todd Damon challenged there. Martin back out to the far wing looking for the return, but Bob Gonko, the Team Toyota sweeper, is there. Lots of time to Nicolucci in the middle. Nicolucci plays it back to keeper Scarcelloni. Marino Scarcelloni taking his time, letting his players move forward with the long clearance. John Martelli tries to get ahead to it. Campanolo is there. Campanolo, 14 Toyota, challenged by Alan Hepworth. And referee Joey Presta indicates a free kick to Team Toyota. Todd Damon coming forward to take that kick.
Again, instead of taking it quickly and hoping to catch a defense napping, they waited for somebody, one of the fullbacks, to come up and take the ball.
Douglas Cave gets a foot to it.
And unfortunately, he gives it right to the other team.
Plays it back into touch. Team Toyota with the throw-in. Bob Gonko there for Team Toyota as he marches quietly up the line. Takes the throw in. Into touch again. And this time it'll be Todd Damon for Team Toyota. To Martelli. Push there. Throw in indicated, I believe, by the referee. No, it's a free kick. Todd Damon with the free kick, again taking his time. Glasgow has everybody in their half of the field.
Every man is covered, and unfortunately this...
That's number 10, Michael Campbell, trying to move it up the line. Glasgow with the long ball there, looking for Martin. Douglas Cave. Palladino to Nicolucci. Todd Damon is there, pushes it forward. Cut out, and Tate off into touch. Throw in to Glasgow. Taken by number 5, Graham Miller. Miller with the long throw in. 10 with the long ball through the middle. No problem there as John McLeod was trying to run onto that ball, but easy stop for Scarcelloni. With the clearance for Toyota. Tate there once again, slips on the turf. Dino Cacciati loses possession. Douglas Cave. Cave plays it back. Pushed forward looking for McLeod. Mario D'Agostino is there. Palladino for Team Toyota. Good ball there. Pachito again loses his footing. And we have throw-in indicated by linesman Jack Anselmo to be taken by Mario D'Agostino.
Well, I think the reason most of the players are slipping, the ground is fairly hard and without any moisture in it. The cleats are not sinking into the turf at all.
And we have a throw-in to be taken by Glasgow University. John Dewhurst. Douglas Cave coming forward. Lovely ball to Henderson, through for Stephen Martin, but once again offside signaled by linesman Jack Anselmo. We've had 2 plays like that, one in the first half fairly early on and again early in the second half. Offside on that through ball to Martin in the middle.
I think the Martin was moving a bit too soon before the ball was played, and the defenseman basically did not follow him, and when the ball did go, he was in an offside position.
Hepworth once again for Glasgow University with the throw-in. Challenged by D'Agostino into touch, and Hepworth once again trying to get the equalizer here. Mario D'Agostino clears, looking for Martelli. Martelli trying to control that ball. That's Cave. Into touch. And throw in to Glasgow University, taken once again by Alan Hepworth, moving up from his fullback position. Glasgow pushing forward into Martin. Martin for Glasgow. Good turn there, trying to control that ball, but loses possession. Into touch. And we'll have a Toyota throw in. Mario D'Agostino to Danny Palladino, off his chest, into touch. Play's getting quite ragged here. The marking is quite close.
Well, Team Toyota wants to preserve that 1-0 lead, and Glasgow wants to get the equalizer.
Douglas Cave plays it on the far side to Michael Campbell. Campbell forward to Fraser Tate. Lovely ball. Looking for the cross here. Here it comes. Keeper Scarcelloni tips it over the bar. Making that save on the cross.
Yeah, Marino was almost caught napping there. He was waiting for the cross, and Tate took a shot on net. And just barely got it over the bar.
And we'll be looking at a corner kick. This time taken by Stephen Martin, I believe. Number 11. No, Martin's in the box. I'm not sure.
Number 10, Michael Campbell, I think,
okay.
Bob.
Campbell with the corner. It'll be an in-swinger. Bending that ball in. Off the head of number 3, Alan Hepworth, but into touch. Yeah, over the goal line, excuse me, and we'll have a goal kick taken by keeper Marino Scarcelloni. Played about 10 minutes in the second half. Still 1-0 for Team Toyota over Glasgow University Football Club. Scarcelloni with the goal kick, a long one, off the head of John Davidson. Davidson allowing that ball to go into touch, and Team Toyota moves forward. Sweeper Gonko coming up. 2 Toyota players back. Off Martelli. Hepworth challenging there. Played back. Dino Cacciati plays it to Renato Nicolucci. To Todd Damon. Damon challenged there. Damon gets ahead to it, looking for Cesar Pachito. And cleared by Scotland. Mario D'Agostino to Danny Palladino. Douglas Cave, but Renato Nicolucci touches that ball forward for Campanolo. Campanolo with the shot off the left foot, but high and wide. And keeper Graham Castles with the goal kick for Glasgow University as they move forward. Cave tries to get ahead to it. That's McLeod to Martin, but D'Agostino there with the head. Cave once again, high foot, whistled down properly by referee Joey Presta. Dangerous play.
Definitely, Bob. Cesar Pachito was going for the head ball, and Mr. Cave put his foot over his head, so you can tell by his size, if he can do that, he could definitely injure somebody.
Bob Gonko looking for Campanolo. Nicolucci is there. Nicolucci through, but no support in the box on that ball through, and Graham Castles gathers it up looking for the clearance. Letting his players move forward. High ball on the near wing. Good control, beautiful play there. And challenge from behind, properly whistled down once again. And Stephen Martin brought down by Mario D'Agostino. Fans getting a little excited or just getting into the game. And John Davidson setting up this free kick for Glasgow University. Martin there going through, but Sweeper Gonko doing his job. Into touch. Safety giving it an opportunity for his teammates to get back. Set up for this throw-in.
If you notice from the cheers, quite a few of the people in front of us are cheering for the Glasgow team. I guess the draw of the motherland or fatherland is still deep within all of us.
Well, apparently when the Canadian under-16 team played Italy in Toronto, there were far more Italian flags than there were Canadian flags in the stands. Headed down, shots here. Keeper Scarsoloni is able to gather it in, but an excellent chance. Scramble in the 6-yard box. Team Toyota comes away unscathed there, but a glorious chance. In fact, an infraction indicated by the referee. And a free kick awarded to Team Toyota, taken by Marino Scarsoloni. Scarsoloni with the kick. Hepworth looking for Campbell. Challenged by Nicolucci from behind. Danny Palladino coming forward, looking for some support. Plays it to Nicolucci. Nicolucci coming forward. Tackled there by number 11, Stephen Martin. It's a bit of a trip and properly whistled down.
Mr. Presta has done an excellent job of keeping control of tonight's game. He has called all the infractions. He has not hesitated, has not played the advantage unless it was a clear-cut advantage. And that's basically the only way to do it.
Gonko with the cross. On the side, the head to it. Oh, a lovely chance there as Mario D'Agostino pushed that ball forward for John Martelli, but Martelli couldn't get his foot to it. But a good scoring opportunity for Toyota.
After the first 5 or 6 minutes that Glasgow University was controlling the play and pushing forward, the last couple of minutes, Team Toyota has been coming on. Hopefully they'll add another goal and put the game out of contention.
McLeod challenged there by D'Agostino. Dino Cacciati into touch. And Hepworth for, that's John Dewhurst for Glasgow. Looking for Douglas Cave, off Nicolucci into touch. Dewhurst for Glasgow. Playing it forward, Palladino there against McLeod. Nicolucci coming forward with that ball. Playing it wide, looking for Todd Damon, but Fraser Tate again showing his speed and getting back. Damon gets control of that ball to Dino Cacciati. Pushed forward by Team Toyota, looking for Campanolo. It's in the middle, Martelli's running onto it, but cleared by Glasgow. Nicolucci challenged by Cave. D'Agostino gets ahead to it, but Cave comes forward, looking for number 11, Martin, offside, indicated once again. And it certainly looked offside all the way from up here.
Again, he was well ahead of the last defenseman from Team Toyota, and again the referee listened to his linesman and blew the whistle immediately.
Campanolo gets ahead to it for Pachito. Played back to the Glasgow University keeper, Graham Cassells, with the clearance. Looking for number 8, David Henderson. Henderson with control, challenged by Pachito, but gets it back. Looking for McLeod into the middle. Damon gets ahead to it. Nicolucci with the ball. Nicolucci coming forward, plays it to Pachito. Pachito looking in the middle for Martelli, but headed into touch. And we'll have a Team Toyota throw in. Opportunity here for Team Toyota to come forward, take the long throw in, and get a scoring opportunity because they're opposite the 18-yard box, and that's scoring territory, as Mario mentioned earlier, in the first half and again in the second. Long throw in by Ray, looking for Mario Campanolo. Infraction indicated. Called against Campanolo, backing into the defending player. And I think it's fair to say that one of the rules of the game is that players are entitled to the territory they have. And
They definitely are, and basically Campagnolo just stood there and prevented the player from even making an attempt at the ball, and that's definitely illegal.
that's obstruction, and it was whistled down. Looking for McLeod. McLeod on the back of Palladino. Play on, says the referee. Cesar Pachito into the middle, looking for Campanolo. Hepworth, but Dino Cacciati on the far wing. Good control there, bringing that ball down, chips it forward. Offside indicated by linesman Angelo Anselmo.
Bob, I think the goalkeeper for Glasgow has been changed, if I'm not mistaken. Mr. Cassell seems to be on the bench, and it looks like the spare goalkeeper, Paul McQuaid, is in.
All right, Rob Scarcelloni gets ahead to it, looking for Martelli, but Glasgow is there. Renato Nicolucci off the head of Martelli. Cesar Pachito, but Danny Palladino trying to come forward. But Dewhurst, challenged by Pachito, played back. Bob Gonco is there, as is keeper Scarcelloni. He brings it into the 18-yard box where he can pick it up. Throws it out to Mario D'Agostino. Mario D'Agostino on the run. Good tackle there. Nice pass to McLeod. McLeod looking for Martin in the middle to Tate. Tate can shoot with the left foot once again. Well wide. I noticed when he made the run in the first half, got by the two players, he tried to kick it with his right foot. This time it looked like he tried to kick it with the left. Same result. And we're having substitutions again for Team Toyota. Larry Courvoisier back into the game. Marino Di Giacomantonio back in. Played back. And keeper Paul McQuaid for Glasgow with that ball. Cacciati is there. Courvoisier shielding that ball, but it's taken away by number 10, Michael Campbell. Into touch. Team Toyota with the throw-in. Pushing forward. Played back. Dino Cacciati, good control there. Bob Gonco once again pushes that ball forward. Courvoisier back to Ray Nicolucci. Courvoisier with the head looking for Campanolo. And shielded nicely and gone into touch, and we'll have a goal kick awarded to Glasgow University.
Basically, Bob, Team Toyota doesn't seem to want to sit on the lead that they do have 1-0, and hopefully they're trying to get another goal and, like I said before, put the game out of reach.
Well, one of the things I noticed in this half, the second half, that we didn't notice in the beginning of, or the second part of the first half, is that the Team Toyota midfield is coming forward much more and supporting the three front runners, and that makes for much better opportunities to score and to have offensive chances.
That's right. Not only that, they've sort of only playing with three back players at a certain time, and the fullback either side is pushing up to support either midfield or the offense.
Nicolucci with a head to it. Courvoisier trying to chase that ball down. Campanolo trying to intercept on this. Ball played back. And linesman Anselmo indicates a corner kick. With the challenge there by Campanolo, the ball had to be played back wide, and the keeper McQuaid couldn't get over quickly enough to cover it before it went over the line. And so Team Toyota here with an opportunity on this corner to try and get that second goal. And they're setting up the same kind of position as Glasgow has been on the edge of the 18-yard box. Moving in now. Good cross. But keeper McQuaid takes it in his hands, gathers it down, no problem.
Definitely that corner was too close to the goalkeeper to be of any effect. It has to be maximum, 15, 10, 12 yards outside of the goalkeeper's reach.
Campanolo heads it forward. Here's Pachito with the shot, just wide. But again, a nice play by Mario Campanolo, heading that ball to the near wing, allowing Cesar Pachito to run on it and get a shot away.
Bobby Caesar had enough time to, take his time and play it a little bit closer to the net, rather than play it first time.
Played out to the keeper, Paul McQuaid. Paul McQuaid for Glasgow University. Gathering it up for the long clearance, allowing his mates to get forward. Nicolucci gets ahead to it. Courvoisier playing it out on the far wing for Dino Cacciati. Cacciati there, pushing it forward. Campanolo into touch and a throw in to Glasgow University. Alan Hepworth there for Glasgow. Leaves the ball for number 5, Graham Miller. We have about 22 minutes left in this exhibition game between Team Toyota and Glasgow University Football Club, with Toyota ahead 1-0. Nicolucci coming forward. Nicolucci maintaining possession of that ball, trying to push it through. Nicolucci with a chance here, challenged. Courvoisier with the shot. Wide of the net, but good effort there by Team Toyota.
Definitely, and just one simple mistake by the fullback who slipped on the play, and there was a break for Renato Nicolucci.
Well, we have a goal kick. Dino Cacciati gets a foot to it. Courvoisier gets his man. Courvoisier on the far wing, coming forward, trying to maintain possession. He still has control, slips it through, but too many Glasgow defenders there. And, whoa, the keeper almost made a serious mistake, dropping that ball, and it was challenged immediately by Dino Cacciati. But no danger, or I shouldn't say no danger, no one hurt, as the Paul McQuaid was able to gather that in for Glasgow. Nicolucci gets ahead to it. Push indicated, or an elbow indicated by the referee against Glasgow, and we'll have Team Toyota coming forward on this free kick. Bob Gonco to take this free kick. We see Mario D'Agostino moving up from his fullback position, looking for the box on a long run. Courvoisier, no, I'm sorry, that was Cesar Pachito once again, trying to score with the left foot, but wide of the net. But we saw again what we were mentioning earlier, Mario, in the case of Mario D'Agostino making a long run on that free kick, trying to break around the defense and get an opportunity.
You have to support the offense or the midfield for the simple reason that most defenses play with 4 back and there's only usually 3 forwards, so somebody has to come in from the rear.
A chance here, Tate coming forward, but an excellent play by Bob Gonco. Otherwise, Fraser Tate, who demonstrated lots of speed, would have been in all alone on keeper Scarcelloni. Infraction indicated by the referee. And Mario D'Agostino taking this free kick for Toyota. Down the near wing, looking for DiGiacomo-Antonio. DiGiacomo-Antonio challenged. Plays it for Courvoisier. Pachito for Courvoisier, but headed away. Fraser Tate challenging Nicolucci. Nicolucci with that ball. Nicolucci to Pachito. Pachito challenged there by Fraser Tate. Pushed off the ball. And we have a free kick to be taken by, no, it's a throw-in, to be taken by Renato Nicolucci. Toyota moving some of their taller players forward. Robert Scarcelloni's up from his fullback position, looking for Cesar Pachito. Headed out. Nicolucci with that ball, with the cross. Todd Damon gets ahead to it, but can't direct it on the net. But Rainey showing his skills once again in that beautiful turn.
Ray's is an excellent player. That's why probably they made him the captain. He's not only an excellent player, but he's also a leader. You know, he shows that he leads by demonstration rather than by talking.
And we have additional substitutions here. Mario Campanolo coming off, and Dino Cacciati has Rob McTaggart and Nick D'Agostino re-enter this match. The fans are getting a little more restless, looking for either that second goal by Toyota or the tying goal by Glasgow. We have about 18 minutes left to go in this second half, with Team Toyota defeating Glasgow University Football Club 1-0. Headed forward by Glasgow. Todd Damon is there. Nick D'Agostino. Ray Nicolucci slipping. Glasgow coming forward. Todd Damon is there. I believe Michael Campbell cracked heads with Robert Scarcelloni, and he's still feeling the effects of that. As Rob McTaggart pushes that ball forward, looking for Larry Courvoisier. Courvoisier trying to maintain control. Throw in indicated by linesman Anselmo. That's Angelo Anselmo, but to be taken by number 5 for the Glasgow team. But before play gets underway, attention to being paid to number 10. That's Michael Campbell, I believe, who, as I indicated, butted heads or seemed to butt heads when he went for that head ball with Robert Scarcelloni.
Doesn't seem to be anything serious, which is good to see. We don't want any
we don't want any
really getting hurt.
Throw in here. Long clearance by Glasgow. Bob Gonco is there, gets ahead to it. Renato Nicolucci looking for Nick D'Agostino. Played back to keeper Paul McQuaid. McQuaid, as Nick D'Agostino runs onto that ball, plays a little carelessly. Could have paid for it, but gathers it in. Henderson back to Cave. Cave, as Scotland pushes forward into touch. And taking the throw in for Team Toyota will be Todd Damon. Damon. And here we go with a rather poor play there by number 11, Stephen Martin. He wasn't sure whether he was taking a shot or pushing it through.
Definitely attempted a shot. He was off balance rather than looking up and seeing his winger, which Mr. number 9, Mr. Fraser Tate, was in a better position for to receive a pass and possibly have a shot on net.
Rob McTaggart, 14 Toyota with the ball. Playing it to Bob Gonco. Gonco to Nick D'Agostino. To McTaggart. McTaggart with the cross into the box. Keeper McQuaid, no problem gathering it in as Renato Nicolucci tried to run onto that ball and get ahead to it. Keeper McQuaid with the clearance. McTaggart well up, and as soon as he put a head to the ball, Nicolucci was well offside.
Definitely an offside position.
And that didn't get a rise out of the crowd at all. For once, they agreed with an offside call this evening.
I think the referee might have called a different infraction, though, other than the offside.
Obviously, the ball is not put down in the place where the offside took place. So, number 4 with a long ball forward. Scarcelloni gets up there, hangs onto that ball, brings it down as Cave flicked that ball forward. And Marino Scarcelloni in the right place, good positioning there, showed good hands. Larry Courvoisier challenged from behind, complaining about a push, I believe.
Bob, I think in the second half, definitely Team Toyota have taken the play to Glasgow University team. They've had the majority of the play in this end of the field, and they've had control of the ball the majority of the play. So definitely, maybe Glasgow University is tired from last night's game. If I'm not mistaken, they did play a game last night.
I think they did. They played in Peterborough yesterday. Courvoisier here with the ball. On the other hand, one would think that if that's the case, you've got 5 substitutions, maybe six, sitting on that bench. If you're tired, you substitute.
Yeah, but from talking to the Glasgow coach before the game, they don't usually substitute. Usually, I guess the starting 11 play the majority of the game, and they keep changing probably for the different games.
Well, it's Cave coming forward for Glasgow. controlling that ball, pushing it forward to Tate. No, they're looking for Tate in the middle. Gonko with control to Rob McTaggart. McTaggart to Ray Nicolucci. Nicolucci in midfield, switching the field of play to Marino Di Giacomantonio. Di Giacomantonio coming forward for Cesar Pachito. Played back for Di Giacomantonio, but number 10 is down. That's Michael Campbell. And an infraction committed there by Marino Di Giacomantonio. We have a yellow card issued by referee Joey Presta. Caught the player, it looks like, on the side of the leg.
That was definite a yellow card infraction for the simple reason that he was beat and he made a futile attempt at the ball and hit the player instead. I mean, there was no need for that. It is a friendly game, and you're better off to let the guy go rather than seriously injure the player.
Well, at the present time, Michael Campbell being attended to. We have about 13 minutes left in this match between Team Toyota, the Northern Ontario champions in '86 and again in '87, against Glasgow University Football Club, the touring side that's touring Eastern Canada. They played in Toronto. I understand against a Toronto and District League team with success. They played in Peterborough. They were supposed to play York University. I haven't heard any result of that game. They're going down to Ottawa in a couple of days to play the Ottawa professional team side in an exhibition match. Throw in by Glasgow. Headed into touch by Mario D'Agostino. And taking this throw in is John Davidson coming up from his fullback position. Glasgow has virtually everybody forward, only one man staying back, keeping an eye on Nick D'Agostino. Long throw and into the box. Headed forward, but cleared and a corner conceded. An opportunity here for Glasgow.
That was
get that equalizer.
That was an excellent flick by the Glasgow Ranger player. The exception was that nobody ran into it. Oh, sorry, Glasgow University.
Well, as long as we don't mention Celtic, we're all right, I guess. Shot through there, but wide of the net, off a Toyota player, and a corner again to be taken by Glasgow University.
I guess the fans are very attentive. They didn't even let me make that mistake. They keep quiet about it without correcting me.
They take their team loyalty very seriously over there, believe me. With the corner in, swinger, flicked again. Chance there, oh, and Scarsoloni, an excellent save there. Getting a hand to it and pushing it over the bar on a beautiful play by Glasgow.
On that occasion, though, Bob, after the flick, there was somebody at the spot attempting to hit the ball, and almost resulted in a goal.
Well, full marks to Team Toyota keeper Marino Scarsoloni. And it looks like we're going to have a substitution. Coming into the game now is Scott Jervis, who played in the first half, I believe. And his nickname, as I indicated, is Speedy. So some fresh legs coming in for this corner. Scoring opportunity as number 10, Michael Campbell, who was injured, sits down. Looking for Kay, but Scarsoloni well off his line, brings that ball down, and I think Marino has picked up some confidence in the second half. He's coming off his line much better, hanging on to those high balls.
Definitely, that was an excellent play. Otherwise, there was a Glasgow University player right on the spot to head the ball into the net.
Bob Gonko for Toyota, looking for Kawaji. McTaggart is there. McTaggart maintains control, looking for Di Giacomantonio. Fraser Tate plays it forward. Gonko tries to clear. Todd Damon challenging. Into the box, and that's a goal. Lovely goal by Stephen Martin on the cross from Fraser Tate. And that's at the 38-minute mark. We have a tie game between Team Toyota and Glasgow University FC. Obviously, that's a popular goal, at least from the people in front of our booth. And it's a 1-1 tie.
At least,
Beautiful goal, Mario.
definitely, and it was resulted from the fact that the player didn't give up. He challenged every time the ball was played by the Toyota player, and it did result in a goal.
Nicolucci looking for D'Agostino on the far wing. D'Agostino maintaining control, plays it back for Courvoisier, but it's cleared into touch by Glasgow.
Overall, though, probably the best result would be a 1-1 score. Take into consideration the fact that in the first half, the Glasgow University team did dominate the majority of the part, and Team Toyota dominated.
McTaggart with a long shot, that's into the net. And 1 minute after Glasgow had equalized, Rob McTaggart on a long shot with that left foot puts it into the net. The low shot caught the keeper by surprise, got through and into the net. So that's Rob McTaggart with about 7 minutes left in the second half, getting the second goal for Team Toyota.
I guess the defense was still celebrating the tying goal, and we're caught napping on that particular shot. Especially the goalie was caught napping, Bob, because from that distance, there's no way that a goal should be scored, no matter how powerful a shot is.
Well, certainly it was low, but obviously the keeper was napping, and Toyota has achieved its 1-goal margin again. Played back to keeper Scarsaloni, who's made a couple of beautiful saves in the second half. Cleared. That's Cave getting a hit. No, it's Cave getting that ball high. Nicolucci there, looking for Pachito. Long ball through, looking for Martin once again. Martin, number 11. To Jervis. In the middle. Pachito coming back from his forward position to help out. Looking for the offside trap, not indicated, and we have a chance here. There's Martin coming in. Scarsaloni comes out, chips the ball. And
penalty shot. I think that was a handball by Cesar Pachito. If I'm not mistaken, it's a penalty shot as indicated by the referee, Mr. Joey Presta.
And we saw the linesman's flag go up. Handball. I think it was Pachito that put the handball there.
Cesar Pachito definitely hit the ball with his hand on that occasion. But again, as we were talking about the offside trap earlier, Bob, it's very difficult to play it. And I think they waited a little bit too long before they moved out.
Cave with the shot save, but Cave is there on the rebound. And with 5 minutes left, tying this game for Glasgow, Douglas Cave from Vancouver, BC, doing a degree in veterinary medicine at Glasgow University, on the penalty shot. Initial save by keeper Scarsaloni, but on the rebound, Cave is there to put it in the back of the net.
Excellent save by Marino, but the defense didn't support him at all. As soon as that ball was shot, they should have moved in and
into the box,
tried
exactly.
to clear it. Instead, the only one moving forward was Cave. Quite a bit of excitement in the last 10 minutes, Bob, and I guess we woke up all the fans here from both sides.
All we had to do was mention Rangers and Celtic, and things started to happen. Giacomo Antonio challenging there with number 8, David Henderson. Referee Presta indicates an infraction, and we'll have a Glasgow free kick. Glasgow pushing forward. They obviously don't want to settle for a tie. They want to win this one.
Well, I think it'd be an excellent result, 2-2 tie for both teams.
Long ball, McTaggart gets ahead to it. Nick D'Agostino. D'Agostino for McTaggart, but Cave comes away for Glasgow. Giacomo Antonio there, looking for Courvoisier. Courvoisier heads it forward. Number 5 back there is Graham Miller, plays it back to his keeper, John McQuaid. McQuaid letting his players move forward before the long clearance. And obviously the goals have given him some enthusiasm because he's clearing the ball a lot further than he was. Mario D'Agostino challenged there. D'Agostino into Cave, in the middle. And Nicolucci on the tackle there. Whistled down by referee Joey Presta. And an opportunity once again for Glasgow. About 3.5 minutes left in this game. Little action in the beginning of the second half, but certainly in the last 10 minutes we've had 3 goals scored. And Glasgow moving forward, looking for another opportunity to take a lead for the first time. An excellent shot here by number 11, Stephen Martin, on that free kick, but wide of the net. Certainly he was 30, 35 yards out.
He seemed to have a fairly powerful shot, so an attempt from that distance on a set play is not really that
Cave
difficult.
Plays it back, and Davidson plays it back to McQuaid as D'Agostino comes forward. McQuaid with the clearance, well into Toyota territory, into touch, and a throw into Glasgow. John Dewhurst coming forward from his fullback position to take this throw in for Glasgow University. Into Martin. Scarcelloni is there, impeded by Martin, and a free kick awarded to Team Toyota by referee Joey Presta. Taken quickly this time. Looking for Courvoisier, but headed into touch by number 4, John Davidson. DiGiacomo to Courvoisier. Courvoisier maintaining control. Plays it to Scarcelloni. Scarcelloni coming forward. Todd Damon back to Gonco. Gonco looking into the middle. D'Agostino gets ahead to it, but can't direct it on the net, and a goal kick to Glasgow University.
I hope at this time in the game, Team Toyota doesn't get overly anxious and trying for the winning goal and get caught on defense. At that particular time, there was only one player back and 2 Glasgow forwards. Everybody else was up front.
Substitution for Team Toyota. Cesar Pachito comes off, and John Martelli back on. McTaggart gets ahead to it. Martelli can't control, and it's cleared. Todd Damon to McTaggart. Courvoisier looking for Todd Damon. And it's over the goal line. Goal kick to be taken by keeper Paul McQuaid with about a minute left in this game between Team Toyota and Scotland's Glasgow University Football Club. Score is 2-2. 3 goals in the last 10 minutes or so. 2 by Glasgow and 1 by Toyota. Infraction indicated by referee Joey Presta. And Toyota wasting a little time here so they can get back. And this will be John Davidson taking the free kick for Glasgow. Into the middle looking for Cave. Todd Damon is there. Damon once again. Rob McTaggart. Jervis. Cave can't control that ball. And Team Toyota will have the throw in. And referee Presta indicates the time has expired. This excellent international soccer match between Team Toyota and Glasgow University Football Club. 2-2, goal scored by Mario Campanolo for Team Toyota in the first half. Martin came back in the second half to equalize it. Rob McTaggart pulled him ahead, Team Toyota that is, with about 7 minutes left in the second half. But Douglas Cave for Glasgow University equalized at about 5 minutes left in the game. And Mario, I'd like to thank you for coming out, and I'd like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching international soccer on TV7, your community sports channel. Good night.